Welcome to Mountain Cooking with Missy. Today I'm going to be making this delicious berry cobbler. Oh y'all, it's going to be so good. So stay tuned, mountain friends. So I have about a 2-pound bag of frozen mixed berries here. They're starting to thaw, and I'm going to get it all melted, and I'm going to bring it up to a simmer. But this is mixed berries. So this is blackberries, blueberries, and red raspberries. So this is like a bag of mixed frozen berries. So I'm going to bring that up to a simmer, and then I want y'all see. Look how pretty they are. Bring it up to a simmer, and then we'll put it all together and get ready to make the cobbler. So the berries are all melted and simmering here. So let me just set it off so you can see. Now I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar, a cup of pineapple juice. You can do orange juice. I would use orange juice if I had it, but I don't. So I'm doing a cup of pineapple juice in here. Just going to make the fruit taste even better. Orange juice is good too. Any kind of fruit juice is good, but mostly I would stick to either pineapple or orange juice. And we're just going to put it right back on the stove. Back on a low simmer. So now we're going to add a thickening agent. So I'm going to do a little cornstarch mixture. So when I come back, I'll show you how I'll do that. So I'm going to show y'all how I thicken this up. So this is called a slurry. So this is a tablespoon of cornstarch, okay? A heaping tablespoon of cornstarch, and just a little bit of water, just enough to dissolve the cornstarch, and you stir it up, okay? I just used probably, this was a heaping tablespoon of cornstarch, and I did about 2 tablespoons of water, okay? And this is called a slurry. So this is how you're going to thicken your berries up, okay? So the berries are simmering. You pour that in while it's hot and while it's simmering, and it's all going to start coming together, and it's going to thicken up. And you want your berry mixture a little thick, like a gravy, kind of like a gravy consistency when you put it in your dish to put the crust on top. You don't want it runny, so that will help thicken it up, and that's called a slurry. So that's how you thicken up your berries. So I'm just going to turn the heat off, and then we're going to make the crust. All right, y'all, we're going to do the top crust for the cobbler, okay? So the difference in a cobbler and a pie has a top crust usually and a bottom crust, but a cobbler is just your fruit, and the crust or the dough is on top. So this is going to be a flaky top, okay? A flaky crust on top. A lot of old-fashioned cobblers that I remember growing up, they had like a flaky, good crust on top. So, which is so good. So this is just going to be some 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Now I like Hudson cream, okay? So Hudson cream to me is just the softest flour. I love it. So I'm going to do about 2 cups of all-purpose here. And you're going to need some ice water, okay? And this is basically what a pie crust is. It's just basically flour, and a pie crust is usually always all-purpose flour because you don't want it to puff up. You want it to stay flaky. So it's usually just flour and some kind of fat, and I'm using lard. You can use butter, but I'm using lard and ice water to get it to form into a dough. So I'm going to use some lard, and I'm just going to use what they always call like a little fistful, which is only probably about half a cup maybe. So that's about all you need. And you're just going to put it in here, put it in your flour, and just work it with your hands. And what you're doing, you're just cutting it in, and it's going to be probably like a pea size. You're going to have like pea size pieces in there. If you do use butter, which I don't suggest, I think it's better with lard. But if you do use butter, the butter needs to be cold, okay? And you would need to use about a half a stick. And you would need to cut your butter in there first and then do what I'm doing here. But if you don't have lard, you can use Crisco. But I think lard's better. So see how that looks? It looks like cornmeal. So you're able to just get it, and you're just incorporating it. And your oven is, my oven is just went off. It's set at 350. So I about got it done. Okay. And I'm just going to put a little flour here on my surface. Okay. And this is going to be brushed. I'm going to brush it with an egg yolk. So you're going to need an egg yolk. And we're going to brush the top with that. So now let me get me a spoon. Now I poured my berries in my big 12-inch cast iron skillet, y'all. My big mama skillet. Ain't it look so pretty? Oh, I love it. It's so pretty. So you're just gonna put a little water in there. Just eyeball it enough to be able to get it all to come together. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna form a ball. We'll need more. It's all eyeball. Now my mama always, like I said, a lot of people think of cobblers. Some people think of cobblers, they have like a fluffy biscuit topping. But when I was growing up, when my mama or anybody, a lot of women in our church, we'd have homecoming dinners, their cobblers had this yummy flaky crust, which I think is better. I mean, I like them both ways, but I like that flaky crust too.
Me too. I agree.
Yeah. It's there's something about it. With berries, like blackberries, to me, I think it's, now, peach cobbler, I think it don't matter. I think peach cobbler, I like both. But when it comes to an actual berry cobbler, I like that good old flaky crust. Just a little more here. It's about ready to where you don't need it. Your dough will not be real wet, okay? It's just basically, and I think it's enough for me to just use my hands, yeah. So it's a little tacky, which it's supposed to be, but it's not super wet and sloppy. So I'm just gonna put it here on my floured surface. Now this same dough here you can use for dumplings too, if you wanted to make flat dumplings. Yeah, Kenzie likes flat dumplings. If you want to make flat dumplings, right here's your dumpling dough. It's basically the same thing. Okay. You can use this. This is how I make my fried apple pies. You can use this. Now some people do buttermilk instead of water, like cold buttermilk. You can do that too if you want, especially if you're going to do like, if you're gonna do like dumplings or fried pies, some people will use buttermilk instead of water. So you wanna just knead it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get it to where it's pretty smooth. You don't have to be perfect, but you want it smooth. Now I'm just going to start pressing it down with my hands. I'm going to go around in a circle, and then I'm going to roll it out with my rolling pin. Turn it over. I'll just flour my rolling pin. And it won't matter at all, y'all, if it's not perfect circle. Mama's never was. Everybody's always ate. It was never a perfect circle, but it was so good. Going to them church dinners and seeing that blackberry cobbler.
Blackberry cobbler is my favorite.
Yeah. It's all good. I like any berries, y'all. I like blackberries, I like raspberries, blueberries. That's what this one is, because I had frozen mixed berries. See how it's coming out now? Now at this point, now if you were going to use this for dumplings, you want to get it thin. You would just cut them in strips, and there's your dumplings, y'all. About got it, I think, big enough to go on the skillet. See? Getting bigger. And yeah, it don't have to be perfect. All right, so when we come back, I'll put it on the top. All right, so it's time to put it on. So let me just show you how to do the egg. So the egg yolk, I'm going to brush on top. I'm just going to put a little water in there, just a little. Okay. You want to beat that egg yolk like that right there. I'm going to brush it on top. Okay. So I'm going to put this on your crust, on your top. Just get right underneath it. And it won't matter if it's perfect, because you want to spread it out. You want to put that down in there just like that.
That's always the best part, when there's like extra.
The extra, yeah. So it's messy, y'all, but it's all right. Yeah. And it's okay, because this is just a typical, like Kenzie said, that extra is so
It's
good.
literally the best part.
And this is important. Brushing it with a beaten egg yolk, okay? It's just gonna make it turn really shiny and pretty. And you wanna brush all of it. I want to thin my egg yolk down just a little more. You can use, you can brush it with whole milk if you wanted. Some people do that. We always used an egg wash. This is actually called an egg wash. And when this is a pastry, actually this what I just did is a crust, but it's actually considered a pastry. But this is how my mama and a lot of them old ladies in my church that I grew up under, That's how they made theirs. And it don't look perfect because that's just typical, but
I'm so excited.
it's still the best. So you spread that out. Now let me get my last but not least. This is sugar. Get a little sprinkle. All right. This is going in the oven at 350 degrees, probably for about 30-40 minutes. Just watch it until it starts getting bubbly, starts turning brown, but I want to leave it in there for about 40 minutes at 350. Okay, guys, look at there. Look at that. Delicious blackberry cobbler made in my Big Mama skillet. Oh, I forgot, but when I put it in the oven, I remembered I did put a slit, like a little cross slit in the middle before I baked it. So make sure you all do that. So I ended up baking it about 45 minutes, and I did put it on broil and let it finish browning. And I've been letting it sit because it's super hot. And we're going to eat it, y'all, with some ice cream. It's going to be so good. All right, y'all. The cobbler is done. And guess who's ready to eat it? Got some ice cream on it.
Good old vanilla bean.
Yeah. Good old vanilla bean ice cream.
Might have to eat another piece, tell you. Wow.
There.
That's heaven.
The crust in
Really?
there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. See, it's got that good crust in it. That's not, this is old fashioned way when they made the crust for it. So that's an old fashioned cobbler.
Wow. That's good.
Good, Daddy.
That's good.
All right, Daddy approves.
I approve.
All right.
You know, I ain't just saying it either. That's good stuff.
All right, y'all. Thank you for watching Mountain Cooking with Missy. Where it's nothing fancy.
Just good eating.
Just good eating. Daddy got it right this time.